Yeah, they want that old Cardi, fuck that old Cardi.
This is very much a detective story, like an epic
It
detective
is.
tale. It's not just simply researching an empire that's waiting to be found in books. It's an empire that's been removed from books, and we have to find it and put it back together. So yeah, if you're good at puzzles, this is probably the greatest puzzle of all time. I can't think of any other event like this in history, in modern history, where people have attempted to remove an empire that is so important really to our history and uncovering who we are and where we come from. I'm going to start with a few pictures just to get us warmed up, and then you could maybe read some of your
There's some
current
pages.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean I think that that's like obviously the most
I'll have to read the
direct.
English. I have got a few translations I could read from ones in different languages. But no, I've got plenty to be reading. Got plenty of
Yeah, I mean if you've
things
if
to
you've had a
bring up.
chance to translate anything. So if you spell York backwards, it's actually I think the K and the T were interchangeable, so York is Troy backwards. So it's almost like somebody's left these breadcrumbs, so we know that New York is the old
Yeah.
York if we spell it backwards, because York and Troy are interchangeable with the letters spelled backwards. So Troy and York, and then New York would be the
Anagrams, yeah, very clever.
yeah, the anagram for Troy. So old Troy is then New York, and New Troy, or the second Troy, would be Old York. And of course, Londinium used to be called York. So that's pretty exciting. Uh,
And then another thing with English books, older English books, is instead of lowercase s's, they put f's in place of them. So
okay.
a lot of words, it's obvious. Like Russians, will be spelled ruffians, and that in that case, it's obvious that it should be Russians. But there's other words when it's
Yeah.
got like a location name, when it's got an F in the name, and sometimes it's hard to tell is it a real F or is it meant to be an S. You know what I mean? So that's another level where you can just get a little bit confused because
Yeah, this is one.
sometimes, yeah,
Yeah, this is a
sometimes
yeah.
you can't tell. Sorry.
Yeah, this is true. I'm just agreeing with you. Yeah. Yeah, so the sound on Zoom, it looks like it does if one person speaks, the other one gets blocked out. But if you continue speaking, it records fine. It can actually record both of us at the same time. Moorish hat, which is imitating the Moors, because that's actually what their hair used to look like. And then you've got you've got like an Uzbeki kind of House of Gula. So there are three empires here depicted here. It's a V, so you have to look at the V as a U.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you get better at that maybe as time goes on. So you stop seeing so you remember before the 1700s, maybe there was no letter J and the letter V was a U. No, the Scottish Articles of Independence were written in Hebrew, not in Latin, which
Yeah.
once you find out is incredible. I mean, just that one snippet of information changes your opinion of history, which I've seen this one before. So itemic, or I'm not sure what that means, but it does mention Tartaria. Tartaria is on the fifth line, and Commentario Topografico Antica. So this is obviously an antique map.
Russia. Look at that face. That was the first thing I was drawn to.
Yeah, that looks like the Green Knight or some kind of tree wild man, maybe. It's
Looks
weird.
like he's
Yeah,
got. Yeah, it looks like he's got horns.
yeah. There's mysticism there. It's like I actually found out the other day that the mermaids they drew those to be to hide the horns, to hide the devil, so that if you turn it upside down, it's a devil with horns. Yeah. So the mermaids are just hiding the symbolism that they want to hide in the image. Yeah, so it's kind of almost like a man, like stretched out skin. It's kind of
It
weird.
is. It looks like he's got legs. Yeah, yeah. I can see that
Yeah,
totally.
yeah. I think the longer you look at it, the more it's gonna kind of communicate.
He's even got a belly button.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing there. But I think there's also this style of art where nature and human like symbolism is used because the architecture was also based on human anatomy to some extent.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
trying to say that this is, part of that like a Renaissance
We
era.
are all the same. Yeah, we are
Yeah.
all the same. We come from the same place. Yeah, animals,
So yeah,
humans, plants alike.
yeah. So it's beautiful to have that. I just want to go through some basics. We didn't mention this before, but the flags of all nations is uh, a very important part of the record um, of the known and recognized countries before the 1800s. Morocco here has those scissors. Scissors, obviously now we consider that to be stationary, but that's where the pirates come from because the Moroccan or the Moorish Berbers ended up becoming pirates. I mean, how can Frankfurt be a different country than Hamburg? It's just crazy. How powerful was that Central European, what we call like Austria, Germany, Hungary? I mean, those cities had their own flags. Like, how can Lubeck have its own flag next to pirates in Morocco? Like, that's a Union Jack on the corner of Hanover, which means Hanover was under Moorish Coburg Gotha rule.
Yeah.
So they still try to keep that connection with Central Europe, and it's slowly being removed. So I don't know what Sweden and I mean that's the Merchant Navy. Is that the British Merchant Navy? So Man of War was part of Sweden. It's ruled by the British Merchant Navy. It's to do with trading along the Silk Route. But yeah, again, not something people talk about much. But it's very similar
Yeah,
to the Union Jack. I think it could be the East India Trading
and
Company.
Persia up there. Yeah, and Persia. Look at that with the lion.
Yeah, Persia had its own flag. So Persia's probably quite a new
Like,
country. It was probably the last remaining Tartarian cities. They also had capitals, and they redrew their maps, and they owned probably most of China and half of Japan. Yeah. Now Sardinia still has the Moor heads on there. Can you see that? So the
yeah,
center of Italy, like Italians will never agree that they were ruled by the Moors, but they have four Moorish kings. This is something I've actually already spoken about, done quite a bit of research on. So you have that central two roads, blood of the nation cross, which is today the English cross, but that's a Moorish flag. Half of these flags are Moorish flags. Yeah. But the
the
Prussian
one
eagle
for
is
Prussia there.
very.
If you look in the top left corner, it looks
Mm,
like it's got the Crusader cross on the top left corner, doesn't it? Or some sort of cross.
yes, yes, yeah. That's I think a cross. That's a like a Germanic cross of strength or something
Yeah.
specific. Yeah, this is like Oldenburg. Like, what's going on here? Mecklenburg is like. I mean, I think these must have been very sophisticated Tartarian cities that justified having their own flag because of their sheer sophistication and the amount of commerce that was being done. Back then, China. I mean, look at Japan. Japan has literally a Finnish flag. Like, what? When did anyone tell you that Japan had a blue, white, blue flag?